do eventually take that one. It wasn't necessarily the most beautiful at times, but myself, that's only one person, and I are all hanging out here, as well as, of course, Yanko and Chad. We are having a blast, and it did seem like NiP were doing their very best to keep that one as close as possible. That Draken miss is still at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, happy for you, Alex. I'm sure Chad and myself are also having a blast. But you would kind of expect it at this point, even, wouldn't you? Like, he misses the easy ones, and then in that first round of the second half of overtime, he had a couple of sick flicks defending from that they execute. So what can you say? It's just Draken things.
Mirage, though, the map, and NiP do take it. I mean, we had some doubts.
Look, I said it was going to be the Orbs that was the deciding factor. It just hurts, doesn't it?
JW
that was
also,
the game! That was the game!
That just hurts a little bit.
JW missed the smoke.
But
like,
it's just awful. He's looking the wrong way. The smoke's not there.
Because he could have just sat it. Like, he could have just sat the defuse because Draken wasn't anywhere near it. Anyway, I digress. I thought it was going to be the AWPs winning it by, actually doing a lot of big plays. It was them, a couple of blunders from the Orbs. And Fnatic had Lekro just going huge. And it seemed like with his first half performance, giving them 9 rounds in a row, felt like they were just going to run away with the game in the second half. But NiP did a fantastic job. They clawed it back. They had some big performances from Forest and Garrett themselves. And then Lekro kind of cooled off. And nobody from Fnatic was able to step up to push them across the line.
This is the thing. Very often I criticize NiP for them not being aggressive enough on their CT side. And early on in that half, they did a great job, starting from the pistol round. It's a small bait, right, having Rez in that shadow position, because usually CTs play A for retake, and they just simulated that. And Rez was able to get 2 kills, and that got him the pistol round. And then get right with some flanks early on. But what happened was NiP, after a while, stopped reacting to Fnatic getting mid control, because they would react and they would die, and they would still be at an even bigger disadvantage. But you can't do that. You have to keep reacting somehow, whether it's going to be fighting the mid, whether it's going to be trying to take map control elsewhere. After they failed a couple of times, they kind of just gave up to an extent and just conceded map control without reacting. That really made it easy for Fnatic after a while to just win gun rounds.
Chad, what do you make of this? Is there truly no way that you can just give a team mid? Does it always have to be contested, or there has to be a reaction no matter what?
I think you have to play transitional. Like, you have to at least feign that you're there early and make them use utility. But if you're going to give up mid, then you have to have a setup which is, either a retake on one bomb site and you stack another, and then you can rotate efficiently, or you need to make sure you have a setup where you're actually playing with the members of the bomb site to multi-frag, and you have to delay for as long as possible. You can't play setups where you're in between, you're in limbo.
That's the thing, they didn't play for retake. If they just play for retake on A, then it's fine. You give up connector, give up everything, let them plant the bomb, and then you have faith in your retake. But they didn't do that. They had a player, for example, in site or close ramp, just one guy, and that's fine if you have control of mid and you can't die from connector. But when you have to worry about 3 different sides, then it's impossible to hold the bomb site.
And it was, in the end, getting to go all the way to overtime, courtesy of some whiffs and some incredible flicks to get NiP across the line. Yes, indeed, the Ninjas pick up the first, and we venture into Cash. It was Danielle Bragoli who said the infamous lines, "Cash me outside," and indeed, that is where we'll be finishing today. Now, Mr. Yanko, Cash, Ninjas in pajamas. Is it still at the top of their map pool? Is it still, to be hailed as the NiP stronghold?
I think it's definitely the map that they're most comfortable on, alongside Nuke, right? And the thing is, they had a lot of success on the map even after adding Rez, but this is one of those weird things, right? You become so good on a map, or your results are that good, that you start focusing on other maps. Teams are going to ban it against you. They're definitely not going to pick it against you. So then you don't really practice it as much, and then when you have to play it, you might be a bit rusty. Now, I don't think that's necessarily the case here for NiP. I still favor them on this map, but Fnatic has a lot of research that they can do and definitely come up with a few things to try and stop NiP on Cash.
It's just surprising Fnatic have let these be the 2 maps again, right? This is what they lost to Godsend on both maps in close fashion. It was close once again on Mirage, and it might be close here again on Cache. I just think an interesting factor is, the Fnatic guys, the adjustments that they have to make. It's like they just play, it looks like at the moment they're just playing like fundamental Counter-Strike. Sure, they have like a couple of interesting executes. I saw them pull out some stuff, especially their T-pistol round on Mirage. I was actually scratching my head. I was like, what?
The Fnatic one?
What? Actually, it was a force buy. Yeah, they smoked B and then they pushed players and boosted into window or pushed around into jungle. And I was like, this doesn't make any sense. The bomb's already down in B apps, and they've taken window control. It's like completely disjointed. But it doesn't feel like they have a style which is like that's going to run over you. Like, it feels like they have a style that's very, they're happy to adapt and do the fundamentals well, which is a fantastic thing to do. If you can build on that and then add to it later down the track, that's good. But JW made a tweet after they lost to Godsent saying that they have to learn how to play against the random style a little bit more. Well, NiP doesn't really throw the random style. So if you take that into account, they should maybe, be looking a little bit stronger on this map.
Now, whilst I do pick that up, it's also just worth discussing before we do jump into this game that Fnatic have been, despite success in Pro League, actually, like their tweets, you mentioned tweets. I mean, looking at the way JW's been tweeting, as well as, he's been tweeting to pros like MBK, just saying, like, we still can't, I hate, like, it's a horrible feeling not being able to play at their very best. JW for a long time has been kind of making that clear that he still doesn't feel he's at that place they once were. And I think this is just where I'm going to ask, I like to throw outrageous questions at you occasionally, Yanko, and you just tend to deal with them with a shrug and a perfect answer. This one, do we get to see Retro JW ever again? Or do you think that this is, the old Fnatic and that whole boring storyline we tell thousands of times?
I don't think it's impossible, but I think it's unlikely. The main reason is confidence, right? Because especially when you look at JW and his style of play, you have to have a lot of confidence to go for those crazy moves. And what gave him that confidence was not just his skill and his performance, it was the performance of his teammates. You were playing with all of Meister, Flasha, Krims, all of those guys were having amazing performances in that Fnatic lineup of old. And even if you don't get the kill, even if you die foolishly, your teammates can still bail you out, and you still have not lost the round for your team necessarily. While here, maybe you have to be a bit more cautious, right? Maybe your team is not as good as as it used to be. Your opponents are more difficult to beat this time around. So I think for JW, that's the problem. He doesn't have the confidence that he had before, and because of that, we don't see as many high-level performances from him.
Can you attest to that, Chad, just in terms of the fact that, confidence and not only yourself but in your team has a huge impact, and perhaps one that's hard to transcribe to the viewers?
Yeah, I definitely think so. But I think in the past, the meta was a little bit different because teams didn't know how to react to it so well. But now when you go and maybe he gets a frag and gets traded, or, he may cause a lot of damage, gets information, the reads, they're not as powerful because, we have 10 seconds longer on the clock than when this era of Counter-Strike was actually working. The bomb timer is longer as well. So there's these little factors that you have to take into play. The CZ has been nerfed. It was his sidearm, which made him, have a mini machine gun in his pocket as well as that AWP. True. So there's a lot of factors as to why you don't see that same level of JW. But we're saying that, and he's one of the highest rated players in the online season so far at Pro League in Europe, right? So he's definitely having a lot of impact. He's finding a lot of entry kills. It's never going to be the same deal where he's running out getting multiple, like maybe 3 or 4Ks, but he's definitely going to have that same entry-level impact.
Simply not going to get those opportunities. As Chad pointed out, the metagame has changed. Teams are much more disciplined, and you're not going to give away easy kills to your opponents.
So his style was also a sign of the times, is what you're telling me, that things have evolved since then, and that style just doesn't exist and it's not applicable.
Definitely. You look at that old Fnatic lineup, and even when we were talking about them back in the days, it's about, they're just winning all the duels, they're playing super loose, they're finding openings and so on. But now teams have learned how to not give away duels to a team that's playing super loose and that has great individual players with a lot of firepower, right?
Yeah, and you can see with an AWP when you're doing that, it's not as effective to get in and get out, right? You can find that kill, maybe you're going to have a harder time going for that second or getting away from that fight. You just really have to look out for that kind of aggression.
Yeah, well, we're going to look out and see if we get any of that magical old Retro JW and Retro Fnatic. Rosters may have changed, but the name and the shirt is still the same. We're going to be seeing how things go down now in our final map of the evening. Your casters are ready for this one, as it's time to see if Fnatic are going to fall to a bit of a domestic disaster. Could end 0-4 over the course of the last 2 days of play here for the Pro League against both Godsent and now NiP. Let's jump in with your casters, Sado and Henry.
And the lead that they had on the standings, the leaderboard, the ladder, whatever you want to call it in the league, is substantial, which is why if they do go 0-4, the overtime point is still significant in some senses. It's all about maintaining the lead now.
Yep, they don't win the map, but they certainly get a point on the board, so that's something. It's not amazing, but it could help. Just make sure they guarantee that playoff place. I don't think anyone is really that worried about getting #1 in the league, right? It certainly helps them with seedings and stuff, but it's getting through top 6. That's the main objective. They're certainly making a strong case of that so far. We'll get into the second map here between Fnatic and NiP. It will be Fnatic starting on the CD side after narrowly losing out on Mirage in overtime, no less. And we'll have a look at the bio of the T side. Once again, PT50 is coming out. This time, only one of them, I believe. It will be Rez with the armor, PT50, and 1 smoke will exist. As we get into a fast A approach here, potentially 3 towards A main, but Flusher, he wants to get that first pick. Nothing found as of yet, but does spot a couple of players. Falls back.
Exist. heads in toward A main. Water in a can is peculiar to me, Henry, I have to say.
Yeah.
Sparkling, it's very non-North American.
Well, that's a good thing in my book.
You don't have many things in your book, do you? Just pictures, colorings, color by numbers. Exist has done that, and he's found number 1. That's Crims. He's painted him red. He'll take over the site as a result. Smoke down the cover off Highway. Lecro's trying to find a gap as well. Just looking for the chance shots at this point through the smoke. With Flush already tagged as well. They're going to play a retake. Golden's the one with the kit.
Yeah, and they've got a massive advantage here as well. 2 players towards the quad area. PD50 up as well, so a bit of wiggle room to work with in terms of range, but CTs really need to get their skates on here. Flushing down to 3 HP, same story for JW as well, and surely no chance they can do anything with this as Get Right finds one of the almost final kills here. Golden gets 1 in return, but this should be the round for NiP all day long. Forest still alive, and he's always going to cause so much damage in these sort of situations. 3 players survive. Quite a simple approach here from NiP, quite fast at the start, holding off the aggression from the CTs. Basic execution towards the A side of the map, smoke down towards Highway, managing to flashbang effectively. Opening frag comes in, and we'll see what they can do. As we enter round number 2, the force buy will come in from Fnatic with CZ Deagles all in across the board. Even JW, who's the AWP, will be getting a Deagle and body armor. Takes himself down to $0. The AWP is going to be a difficult thing to achieve, but a couple of kills for Draken has been great so far. As he opens things up, JW takes him down. This might be the equal trade for Forest. Too quick on the trigger, takes him down, and it's a 4 versus 1.
A 4 versus 1 against Lecro. Deagle and armor. Found by Get Right just as quickly as, well, it wasn't that quick to be honest, but I was going to give you some sort of analogy that I often do. It usually make no sense. It's 2-0 for NiP, and they still have the Gunny and Muns to work with.
Gunny and the money. 2K per player, and there will be round number 3 coming in here. We've got AK-47s for NiP and a pretty much full eco for the Fnatic side. Flashbangs. Well, 1 flashbang, I should say. As that goes in towards A main, a desperate attempt to try and get 1 kill maybe. Not going to really work out for them. And we'll see what happens as we enter round number 3. Shouldn't be much. NiP should keep all 5 players alive, but I like this. This is quite a nice addition. Boosting up on the CT side from T-Spawn. All right. Oh, not going to find much, but maybe a kill here. There it is. All right. Take it back.
Take it back. Take it back. Take it all back, Forest. Good find. Takes down JW as well. Some damage done. Get Right. I nearly got taken down, to be honest. At 17 HP, he does finally get the kill he's looking for in the AK-47, and now it's just Lecro remaining. At mid, pushed up. Should be found.
4-on-1. Lecro, they get 1 kill. That's about all they'll get. And number 3 does look very positive for NiP here. I don't think they have a bit of a bonus situation here. So they've got the 3 rifles in the form of AK-47s. They get all in there as well for Exist. And they'll still be in decent stead. CTs, I'm not sure they'll get the AWP out. Let's have a look. They can't. So after going all in the second round, especially down to just $0 for JW, I think he was $50 short. So if he saved $50, he's going to got the glass cannon now. But M4s across the board. They have to go something aggressive, I think. With no defuse kits and no AWP to work with and no real significant utility. There's only a couple of incendiaries, make it 1. I feel like they might need to be pushing towards Squeaky Door. Draken with a nice little play here. I haven't seen that old boost coming for a while. It's there, like I said, CT's going aggressive at the very start of the round. They had to make this work, and so far they have. It's an equal trade, but it's something. It does deny any sort of execution that NiP had in mind, and Flush making things uncomfortable towards the Squeaky Door, but down he goes. Rez finds him in return, and this should be an NiP round. But still get Rez on 1 HP, so I won't discount him just yet, but Rez is hitting absolutely everything. Oh my goodness, what a round from him. Absolutely stunning.
Pretty sick, as it's NiP again that are potentially staring down another 5-0 start. 4-0 at the very least. A chance to convert, as Lecro will stay toward the B site to try and hold on to his M4. A4.
Well, there it is, a very fast round for Fnatic. As I stated, they had to go quickly there. It's one of those horrible buys You force buy in the second, and we did discuss that earlier. It's kind of going out of fashion these days. It means you have such a difficult situation in the first gun round, unless one of your teammates gets absolutely huge. It means in these best-of-1 formats, so you can find yourself getting completely run over in the early stages and being unable to recover as you're constantly chasing and force buying. This could be a couple of frags for Lekra. He gets one, and there's the second. So $600 more in the bag, but still the damage has been done. There won't be much money for Fnatic to work with here. They could force around this M4, try their luck, but that could be the beginning of the end for them. 4-0 for NiP. Looking very comfortable indeed. Here's the replay coming through of Rez, presumably here. Gets that shot through the door. And then he just caused an absolute massacre as he makes his way out of the squeaky door here. First shot was pretty cool for the door, but then he got better and better. Very well played.
Well, as things go well for GetRight, sprays down 2 after Lekro did the same. He matches that total. JW does get up to at least pick up an AK-47. GetRight continues to be impressive. 6 HP, but finds the hat trick. Exist was aware that JW had something on the cards and go down as a result. Flushes good shot out of Deagle, but it's still 2 versus 1. The problem is that the Deagle's decent when you consider that GetRight would go down in 1 kill, and if Draken missed an op shot, you never know what could be possible, but it's 16 HP and no armor for Flusha. Keep in mind, although Crims is dead, it is his crosshair, if you're just joining us, that we are using tonight. His settings were up earlier, so we are looking at Crims' crosshair while Crims plays, although it's Flusha the last alive this time. Unfortunately for him, on the wrong site as well. Yeah,
that should be it. It was a decent attempt there by Fnatic. A little bit of a stack towards middle. They did get some nice trades of Lekro with that saved M4. Flush up. 1 kill and an AK obtained. Won't be able to do much more than this. Just trying to salvage anything he can from the ground itself. Found a Molotov. Oh, HP won't be trying to win this. There's a flashbang as well. So it's all coming together. Still wants to float the idea of trying to win. Hasn't got a kit, which is surprising. You even wants to challenge us. Let's say save the AK for short. That's the Molotov gone as well. And maybe trying to deny them exiting and do something with that, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. GetRight is low. He might go down. I think he's absolutely fine, though. Oh, he does. Well, there we go.
That
Just
sucks.
about. So, Flusha gets something out of that. Keeps his AK. Denies one of them, but the money still is there. But every kill does count in CS. Economy can be a very cruel and frustrating part of the game. Round number 6, though. Single orb setup, starting to recover now. Fnatic and the maximum loss bonus in their favour. AWP for JW and 4 rifles. They've got the defuse this time, the incendiary. So now we'll be able to see what they can actually do. And Draken, nice movement towards middle, but apparently not enough. He got a good hop on the bunny hop there, but JW ready and waiting for that prospect. Takes him down. It looks like it might be a fast commitment here from NiP. Flashbang goes in. Smoke as well. FB Rez to open things up once again. Lovely shot to take down Flusha. And now Crims stuck towards the forklift, trying to recover the situation, which he does quite nicely. Going for the double frag. Nails it.
Bad at all as Crims starts to head back into the site, but found by GetRight inside of the doorway. Rez has already made his way to quad as well. Still, though, they are a man down, and JW goes fast. It's Golden instead. I thought JW hit it that quickly, but it was Golden instead that got the kill. He does that again, giving him 2, giving Fnatic 1, and this is a similar picture to what we had painted last time when NiP was up 5-0, and then it all kind of fell apart. So keep an eye on that.
Fnatic managing to keep decent numbers up there at least. 3 to be exact, so they should be absolutely fine. Even if the reset does come in, which is still a prospect for them, they can just about get it together at least if they save at least 1 weapon here. We'll see what happens here. Is NiP? No, they have the chance to reset Fnatic. Incendiary's deployed at the start, and it's going to be Golden trying to look above the smoke in middle and stop any boost coming through. That's exactly where Draken's going with the orb. Smoke's coming in. This one towards the highway.
Big find. GetRight again. He's been hot this game, so forced throughout the series, but gets Flusha in this round. It's Lekro that enters back through, finds GetRight trying to get aggressive. It's Draken that responds to the information, and better still, finds JW pushing through to look toward A main, where he anticipated the post plant would be, and Draken was in transition, and a boost. I like it. I like the dynamic play from NiP.
Yeah, that's really nice. Draken showing us what he can do there. As we said, he's developing as a player. When you have talent coming into this lineup, it seems like he's making really calm and calculated decisions now. Hitting shots that really count. Had some interesting affairs on the first one, Barrage, with that big missed shot towards Shaw, but still, that was A little bit unfortunate for him, but that's a big one he picks up, and it will be a force buy here from Fnatic to get one AWP in the hands of JW. Like I said, the loss bonus wouldn't be as dramatic as it could be, especially if Golden's doing shots and plays like that. It's going to be him pushing towards the mid-storage area. Takes down the AWP. It's a 5-on-4 with nothing recovered, but the man advantage obtained.
Golden, meanwhile, gets behind the box.
Oh my god, he's actually got that full smoke.
Yeah, very surprised as he realized that they were going to be close by and gets away, decides better position is, or rather more safe, conservative position is more viable in this situation. Gets a drive-by. Why not? Why not? Golden, again, goes aggressive and another drive-by. Nearly finds the kill as well. Get right. Down to 18. Somehow, we've got a round out of all of this, Hank, as Fnatic find themselves in a 4 versus 2.
They certainly do. AK, AWP, that's all they'll survive here. They do manage to get something going towards the A side of the map, just trying to pull a rotation over, which sort of works out for them. Towards middle, it will be Get Right with the bomb on his back as well, trying to take down Golden, who plays it very well. And he baits out the shot, doesn't give anything up. He's in the other side of USP, gets information. Molotov out of position. NiP can still win this, but it's looking very unlikely. They haven't really got much to work with. They've got 1 smoke, 3 flashbangs, but how do you get into the bomb site cleanly without the refrag coming through? Rez heads towards A. He has been doing some unspeakable things on this side of the map.
Disgusting. Just absolutely despicable.
Oh, spots 1, the barrel.
Oh, that's so frustrating. Now the other way. Go the other way. Oh, wow. Crim's certainly close and ready. 6-2. Fnatic finds another, and that's after being reset. So good find, good win. Golden started it off with all the damage early.
It was Golden pushing in. Draken's been trying to make that shot happen a few times now. If you get a decent spawn or a semi-decent spawn, you can run towards middle. If you get a nice bunny hop, you can get there before the smoke deploys and try and go for the shot. Golden, aware of that possibility, pushes through and takes down Draken, and then it all falls apart. On a bit of a nightmare towards the B side of the map as well, where it gets shot through the smoke, and it all started to go horribly wrong. As we get into round number 9 here, the force buy from NiP, all 5 towards B, pushing through. Good flashbang to kick things off, and let's get right the first shot. Rez chimes in as well. B bomb site open for business as JW tries to shut them down. AWP in hand. Does he just save it? They call for it as Rez has got the perfect flank coming through. Could find 2 frags here, and he certainly will. Oh, that's lovely stuff. Looking for the third as well. It won't quite happen, but still, the damage has been done. And Crim's position given away. Good flashbang. AWP in hand, and NiP bounced straight back there, Matt. Nice contact play towards B. Getting in there as soon as CD spotted them. Flash through the smoke. Perfect flashbang towards Checkers as well. And that's Rez with 3 kills in total. And this play was phenomenal. Nothing they could do about it. 10, 7-2, and another reset. Force buy from Fnatic here. And NiP, I'll give them that. They give as good as they get in terms of getting ecoed and getting wrecked in the force buy situations. They do manage to pull that one back, and we go back to just pistols here for the Fnatic side.
Get right on 11 kills. He had been looking hot. Rez not far behind. Draken, surprisingly, only with 6, but 2 that were spectacular in a post-plant position just 2 rounds ago. 3 rounds ago, maybe. But who's counting, Hank? The game.
The game. Force buy. Oh, this is difficult call to make. Nothing saved and money in the bin. Probably would have been a double eco regardless, so we'll see whether the 2 CZs, the Deagles, and the famous Electro can do anything here to avoid this being a very one-sided affair as the AWP holds strong towards T-spawn on the side, looking for any B pushes. That's the proper play in this sort of situation. They do boost towards middle, and the first frag comes in favour of JW. Only 1, though. That's not quite enough to win this round just yet.
Not yet. Get right flashes back in. Smokes are down. There's a gap in it. Get right knows that. He's already looking to the right side to see if anyone's on it. And Flusha was there, but backs off accordingly. And the pistols will push toward long A instead through the squeaky door already. Reasonable, but with no information found on either side, aside from the smoke put down, they'll back off, rotate over, and potentially stack up B, having already lost J-Dub. You know, in German, they call him JV.
They would. That's correct.
Maybe that's something to call him from now on.
Towards B they'll go. Bomb down. Collected by Get Right. They do have the huge advantage. There's 1 smoke available. That's in the hands of Lekra. He's towards B, to be fair. If he can deploy this at the correct time, in maybe like 10 to 15 seconds, or he's thinking about it, He could hold them off and buy some time here, but his teammates are starting to fall around, and here he goes, the last ditched attempt as the Molotovs come through. He throws on the bomb site, gives himself a gap to work with. Could be enough. Molotovs all around him, has to just try and hold on here.
Grow behind at default. Walks back out, does find Rez. A decent find indeed. But Lekr jumping up has to get better angles with the smokes down. He can't get above them fast enough. Exist knew exactly where he was, and Flusha equally as quick to be found by GetRight, who wants a little bit of extra income. Just denied.
Just denied. No $300 for you. But this at one point was NiP's absolute best map. No one could stop them on it. And it's definitely had their ups and downs. At one point it was even vetoed by them. But now it seems like they're more comfortable, especially against Fnatic in this particular matchup. 8-2 and another eco for the Fnatic side. They'll get another $2,400 in the next round. On top of their 2K right now, it won't be the best of bites. And this is really financial ruts as Forest looks to challenge it. They have been weak against the full ecos here tonight, NiP, and he gets dinked up in the process. But should be fine as you see them waiting for the A main push. Ooh, Crims doesn't decide to push just yet. Right on the corner, the precipice of the entrance. And if he exists to walk on the corner first, surely he checks this.
Could well do this. Molotov goes in deep. That's going to give Crims away. Oh, or give away to Crims, I should say, that he's there. Doesn't respond to it. Perhaps he was looked so deep in the corner that he didn't have any peripheral vision. He had the blinders on. And the horse got no kick.
That's what I was thinking.
I thought we were on the same page there, Hank. We normally are.
5-on-3. Nothing really Fnatic can do about this one. Maybe a kill, but Draken watching every single angle. That's a danger at this point. 45 seconds, very comfortable for the Ninjas. Made their way towards A, and it looks like Golden has no chance here. As he'll drop off. One player remaining is Lekr. 9-2 coming in, and like I said, $2,400 on top of what they have right now. It's about 2K. Still not the best of buys. I don't think they can get the orb out. I'm not 100% certain. Lekr with that kill. Now he could just about squeeze one out in terms of he could drop one for JW, but it probably not advisable. I mean, he has no armor.
Good shot, GetRight. Again, continuing to add kills and tally to his name. Finds himself now on 13. It's not like it's a crazy amount, but he's got more than a kill per round as we do enter round 12. Do the math, Hank.
M4s across the board, no kits. We've seen this before, and this is where Fnatic had to go aggressive at A main. They might not do that again, considering how horribly wrong it went for them before. Maybe push towards B for a flash and get one pick and fall back. Something has to happen. They can't really allow full execution to come in, especially with Draken on the AWP. They push B, as predicted. They have to do something, and this is the play they've gone for here. It hasn't really worked out for them at all. Lekr, good flashbang, could actually cause some damage here. Doesn't get anything, though. Does a little bit of damage towards existing GetRight, but two more players on towards B. I think let's go towards A now, surely. They're getting so many calls that all these players are towards B side. It's the same situation. You can't play proper CS with these proper buys, man. Like, you're just going in every time with no AWP, no utility, no kits, and you're just having to rush and try and find kills. 2 times we've seen Fnatic do that now, and it hasn't worked out for them. Struggling to really establish himself as Forest takes down another opponent there. Crims drops, and Lekr, impossible situation. 3-on-1, no kit, as he takes flame damage as well. Pushes on the site, gets one. Not over just yet, but it's going to take one hell of a clutch from him.
Lekr going back around to try and find out exactly where they are, but he's already taken damage. A lot of damage. 11 HP to work with. And they know roughly where he is. Still finds Forest. Apparently they lost track. They didn't think he'd gone so far as to get to the forklift, which at a 9-2 scoreline gives him a chance potentially to find more, but no kid.
GetRight.
No way. GetRight's
Done him.
Yep. He's not bad, that GetRight player. That Christopher.
It's not bad at all, I have to say. That was quite nice. I'm not sure. I assume he could hit the bomb at that point, but that was some balls not even challenge to make a footstep. Just let him play himself there, and that was the B rush, as mentioned. They had to try and make something happen there. It doesn't work out. They get 4-stage loss bonus, $2,100. Double digits for NiP. Another eco here. Partial buy, considering they get maximum loss bonus next round, but this looks like a clean sweep. It will be 11-2, but then we do need to see 11-4 come on the scoreboard for Fnatic there. Double orb setup have to come out.
Draken. Getting ever closer toward the B site with an AK-47. They've got all rifles, including an M4 carried over by Mr. Chris Kringle. I think he'd make a good Santa Claus.
Who?
Chris Kringle. Chris GetRight.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure he would.
Probably not, actually. He just keep all the gifts for himself. Draken does find JW to start it off. JW and I'm unable to do any significant damage before perishing.
Indeed. Well, they've got the opening advantage here. They've got mid control. CTs with some armor and deagles, and they're always going to be a little scary, but stick together, get the refrags. Shouldn't be a scenario that deagles lights up 2 or 3 of you. And that's a nice shot from Get Right, considering it's good form we've seen from him the last couple of weeks. Very calm and controlled. He takes down 2. And he would break a sweat there. As we'll get into the 5-on-1 situation as Draken finds another one. He's been playing fantastically tonight, I have to say. With the rifles and the orbs, he's looked very precise. Rez as well has been chiming in for us. Some great rounds against his Exist. Has been quiet, but he hasn't had to do too much. His teammates is completely wrecking everything right now. He's in 6 for 7. But Get Right, 16 kills, 4 deaths. That's one of his better performances, I have to say.
The 4 is the impressive part. 16's fine. That's all good and well on going into round 14, but 4 deaths as well. He's just been romping around the map, having his way with Fnatic as it goes 11-2 NiP. It may have taken them a while. Great start again, and a good second half to create a comeback. It may have taken a while to close Mirage. This is certainly looking much more convincing. However, it's guns again this time for Fnatic, and they go for the reverse boost. JW, good find on Forest. Re-smoke off to mid. They were not ready for a counter boost to come in so quickly. They thought they negated the threat. Rez gets one, but gets traded back by Golden, and Draken
Got a gap there, I think. Oh, not quite.
just trying to get the shot through the garage. Has to back away, no such gap, as Golden will continue to hold position.
Well then, a round on our hands. Fnatic have been very quiet here, and it's going to be Lecro with the AWP. He picks that up from JW's corpse, and now it's a 4-on-2. Get Right and Draken. What can they do here? 1 minute remaining. Boosted up his Get Right. Molotovs towards the vents to see if anyone decides to challenge, or at least push them back. Going for mid control. He has been very good with his M4 on the T side. If he picks up this kill, we might have something to work with here. Surprisingly, they haven't fallen back, but Flasher beats him to the punch and guarantees the round almost there. Draken with the AWP, just trying to cause some significant financial damage at this point. He has got the bomb. He gets the plant. It can make things interesting. He gets a clean plant down in a 4 versus 1. It is possible, but that's the first step here. How do you get this bomb down? Hitting shots like that would help.
That certainly helps. Flusha, though, however, does get Draken immediately after. So no such luck, but 3rd round only for Fnatic. If they find a 4th, what do we think, Hank?
Yeah, 4th's fine. Win the pistol, round by round, no reason why you can't give them the same treatment you just received. 12-3, though, you haven't got the buff of the pistol round. I'm not so sure it's going to be a thing. It's still possible, but it's just unlikely. We'll see what happens here. Get Right this time with the AWP. Drops himself an AK and spawn as well, just to know. So he's going to hold up like this in a turret sort of style, a sentry gun. And then his AK's on the floor. As soon as nothing pushes, and when they do their initial default here, he'll be picking up his AK and joining his teammates. So you normally see that in overtime. It's quite rare to see that in regulations. That's quite cool. We'll be firing off pop shots through the smoke now. I don't think he'll get anything a little bit close there, but still, just showing presence at this point by spamming the bullets in towards the smoke. Just telling them don't push, basically. I've got your number.
How come you never call me then?
Just busy, sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. I'm sure you are.
I'm busy, you're busy. Let's just call it.
Yeah, gotcha. Gotcha. I see. Well, all things still to play for. Shots through the doorway. Fnatic desperately need the 4th round. Flusha thinks about getting flashed in, but sees the smoke. Flash is coming the other direction. Decides to hold station. Goes after they try and execute as well. He could have caught them without the guns ready, but instead goes down. It would have been 2 for the price of none. Instead, it's none for the price of himself. As Rez
what a bargain.
It's definitely not your Martin's deal.
Well, 4-on-3 now. The double orc retake. It's a bit of a nightmare. Boosted up as well. They all have to come through CD Spawn. Draken, a rare miss. We've already seen last few rounds, but that's much better. He's going to keep applying the pressure, though. Doesn't want to let them cross over. The flames there as well. The backstab from Forest, it's over. It will be 12-3. NiP looking much better here. They did win the first map. They started to drop off at points, but this has been a clinical performance so far in the first half of Cash. rolling back the mumps maybe to their previous Clash glory. It's looking very good, and I'm sure they will be able to close things out. But Fnatic, they are a resilient side. I'm sure maybe they win the pistol. They can make this a little bit deeper. As we get into the second half, we'll have a quick break before we get there.
We get back underway. 12-3 NiP this time. The first half very convincing, as they could put Fnatic in an 0-4 downward spiral on the leaderboard. Having been 10-1 at one point in time, they did pick up a point for going to overtime. They start to struggle mid-season, and we're not out of the woods just yet. For NiP, and they only get the 2 points for the first win, but this one, if they can wrap it up, would be 3-5 on the evening. Not a bad night for Pro League.
Not a bad night whatsoever, but they've got to do it first. NiP, 12-3 up. Win the pistol, it's pretty much done. If not, maybe we have a few more twists and turns, and I know how much you like those, Matt.
Love them. Love a good twist, love a good turn.
I told you Twist isn't playing tonight. He's playing
You did tell. Yeah, I'm sorry that I have forgotten.
Yeah.
Very silly of me.
B-Rush, by the looks of things. One smoke for Spawn, Molotov for Heaven. Contact plays, they slow things down. But Forest, the absolute master of the USP. Let's see what he can do as he tries to hold them off. He's going to be baiting in res as well. I love this setup. It can be so effective, especially if they fully commit and pandemonium ensues. Forest, give him a chance. I want to see it. I want to see the majestic aim come through.
Excuse me. Well, interesting setup as well with Forest in front of Checkers. One in the vent. You may therefore overlook the third player that's inside of Checkers. That, of course, being Rez. Rez not going to move. Forest gone down. Draken drops in. Unfortunately, if it's a bait play for Rez, they better hope that bait is damn good, because neither of the other two found anything. The only saving grace so far in the round is, I take that back, Forest got one, but they've at least got a rotation on the way. Now Rez chimes in. It might still be too late, or is it? We're down to a 2 versus 2. Exist getting one from Heaven opens things up. Rez knows that there's one out toward B main as well. So the site itself should be a one-on-one, therefore. Ooh, good shot, Rez. Crims goes down as we watch from his own crosshair how he died. And Rez holds it off. That's not bad. If that bait was going to work, it had to, and Rez makes it work. I thought Exist would be more aggressive to take the one-on-one.
We didn't see from Exist POV, but some of the shots sounded crispy as hell. 3 kills for Rez. He is impressing me as the weeks go by. A player I wasn't that excited about joining NiP like I was with Draken, but he seems to have really solid aim and just like good understanding of what he has to do to win rounds as well. That's like solid. Like the fact he's in Checkers, not overcommitting. He knows that if they don't check him for a long time, they're not going to have any idea. They have no eyes in that Checkers area at all, especially if they're not looking towards vents as well. He comes through, misses the first shot, but just keeps calm. He doesn't dump everything he's got. Manages to wait for his teammate to come in as well. Finds 1 kill, doesn't go all in. And it will be 13-3. Very well played by Rez. And a force buy, of course, from that they have to do. And that's not bad at all either. Dink comes in for an NiP, where JW goes one step better. Takes down Draken. 2 AKs here and 3 pistols, of course. And they have got the man advantage, but one of them tagged up.
Tagged up with Lekro, trying to make sure that he pushes in. Crims will go with flush out. Long shot exists. Wins the better of it from the car position. And he's trying to do better than that. He's trying to continue to fire over the hood. Good damage done, but they still have to be cautious of the fact and cognizant of the fact, I should say, that they don't have the sight directing. Good shot, Lekro again to find Get Right. Wouldn't be the first time Fnatic were to win an eco in this game. Remember, one of their 3 rounds is actually eco, so they've struggled with the gun rounds. This is their last-ditch effort, in my opinion. If they could pull this round back, they might have a say in the outcome of this game, but if not, NiP is going to be sitting pretty.
Exist has heard them all rotate towards B. If he gets 1 kill here, it sets Forest up, the madman, to cause some damage. Bomb goes down. That buys him some time. Now Forest can come into the fray. He's coming from the vent as well. Exists very low HP. Presumably goes down. How has he got away with that? Forest wins the round. They could have just gone A, they could have gone all in, but they actually make so much noise and it's so clever from Exist. He gets towards the vent, he hears the stampede coming towards him, that buys time. Then he drops a bomb, that buys even more. Forest comes with him. I don't know how Exist survives. He's 9 HP, so that one's fine. That's a fair kill. He's done very well there, but when he drops out, I'm not sure what gun it was Lekro that he had, but maybe a pistol. Surely he gets that one. I think he got caught in the CZ spray. It looked like a CZ from my POV. I didn't quite catch that, but 14-3, they have to force buy again. This is looking like it's going to be a very early finish. After we had such a fantastic first map here, this one hasn't really lived up to the hype. And Matt, it's your favourite boost. You haven't seen it for a while.
Skylight.
But, yeah.
I like to bird watch, you know? You get a nice view from up there. You're inside the glass. You don't disturb them. Forest. He's gone aggressive. They're inside of the smoke. They're not inside of the site yet. Now he sprays and finds 2 quite quickly. Res on the platform. Will do further damage. And we might make that point quite quickly this time. 15-3 NiP.
They force ball every single round so far. Third stage lost bonus, not going to be looking too promising. And Forrest, I keep harping on about it, but he really is looking in some fantastic form right now. Just so confident, aggressive, a perfect accuracy, calculated aggression as well, just to note. But finds them around number 15. And indeed, map points. Deagles across the board for the Fnatic boys. And surely this one's over. I think they know it as well. Getting 12 rounds in a row at this stage of the game against NiP and Cash, I don't think that's going to be happening. There's no map to play next as well. We'll see whether they can do anything with this. It's unlikely, but as you pointed out, if anyone could make things happen with the pistols and the force buys, Fnatic's name's definitely a part of the conversation.
Camera will be boosted this time again. But at mid, not at Skylight. Exist. A shot to take down JW, the beginning of the end. A catalyst, perhaps, in the round. Right, forced off his angle will fall back as Crims continues to watch it with the Deagle. It allows some time for Flusha at B, although not directly allows. It just happens to coincide with the fact that he's pushing up. You know what I mean, Hank?
Yeah. Ooh. That was the opening shot from Fnatic. They could have got into the B bomb side, but now they've really got to work out for this. 5-on-4. They go towards B. Golden and Lekro, though, find the shots required, and we could have a few more rounds here. And so we'll get into it. There's a gap in the smoke, and the bomb will be planted.
Yeah, right. Flash spotted. Has a gap in the smoke, as you said. Oh, that doesn't matter if Golden hits that shot. Exist and Draken, the last 2 alive, and I think they're just considering letting this one go.
Yeah, might as well. So the B rush, well, B contact play, missing the opening kill, but then somehow it's going to be Lekro and Golden finding some great shots here. And Exist might want to consider just saving this M4. He's trying to cause some financial damage, and it looked like it could be successful as well. He could actually win this round. He's hoping the bomb site's open. He'll go for it. And there it is. Crimson, unfortunately, waiting for him. A decent attempt, I have to say. He gets 2 kills, just there, presumably falling back as well. I think he just had about enough time there to even get the defuse in, but not meant to be. He keeps him modest though, and maybe we do have a buy available here for NiP. It'll be a very weak one. 3 M4s coming out. Maybe a couple of pistols here as well. Famus 4 exists. Not too bad. all things considered, they're just trying to find that one round and try and take down Fnatic while they're weak. You can see Galil for them, UMP as well. So this would be a good time just to close things out. If not, we could have a few more rounds to go with. So we get fully go for, and I feel they lose this one. The damage there from Fnatic, not considerable though. Get right, falls back, and JW walks into the Lion's Den there to exist, looking for 2. I'm not sure why his teammate didn't get the reef back there. JW, I think it's Golden that fell back, and now it's a 5-on-3. Lovely work from Draken, showing confidence now. In a 5-on-3, they have to go to his events, and he'll try and fall back. Drops Incendiary and just about gets away with his life.
Just about gets away. But we've got 3 players left against 5 in what would be the last round. If it goes that direction, and it certainly points there, as Draken finds one more gold in the response, but he's the last alive, and with only 11 HP. Sprayed inside of the smoke, not tagged, but found eventually by Forest. We are done. NiP win both tonight against Fnatic. In doing so, finding themselves 5 points out of overtime, but it's Fnatic that have now gone 0-4. They still need a few points, I think, to absolutely secure a position in the playoffs. They're close, but they're not there yet.
We saw it last season. Astralis came out of the trap real hot, right? They were the top for so long, and then as the season went on, they dropped off and missed out by like 1 point because Envious managed to sneak a performance in there towards the end, but still not as entertaining as the first map, but that still was a lot of fun. A great performance from NiP, and we'll throw it over to the analysts to see what they thought about it.
NiP. That's what I was trying to say. Let me try one more time. Here we go, fresh start. NiP successfully pick up cash. Sometimes the brain does hit somewhat of a brick wall. It is late. It's past my bedtime, perhaps yours as well. But do stay with us as we try and wrap this one up. I'm joined by YNK and Spun-J. These guys hopefully a little more articulate than myself. But we're going to be talking about the fact that was just a complete blowout. We said NiP comfortable on cash, Yanko, but not to this degree.
Yeah, this was probably an unexpected margin that NiP managed to get the win. But the thing is, you see how comfortable they are on the map. Fnatic tried from the very start, first gun round, they tried to be aggressive, disruptive, not allow NiP to sit back and execute their strategies. But NiP just had great awareness. They had great reactions individually. You know, the players were on point as well, getting the kills. And Fnatic really struggled to even find a way into that game.
Yeah, I just think it was a solid performance across the board. There's not really too much more you can say to that. Everyone, you know, was contributing. You had good individual performances, like you're saying there, and you know, it's like the perfect storm for them on this map because they're historically fantastic on it. Here, they were just able to do whatever they wanted. It all worked, and that's a 16-4 scoreline for you, Alex.
Fnatic just could not find a way in. Lekro top of the scoreboard both maps as well, having an absolute ball terror, as they do say down under. Now, with all of that covered, the Ninjas in Pajamas, you got a solid 180-yard performance from Rez of all candidates as well. Can we please talk about the 0 fall from Fnatic? And the point that Henry did just start on, Chad, is that Astralis were top of the table. We had that lovely picture painted of, look at the Danes, they're so unfallible, untouchable. And then they didn't even make it to the Pro League finals.
Yeah, a bit of a different story, I guess, with the
Talk to me.
With the fairy tale that we're painting for Fnatic was, hey, they've now got this new in-game leader from the academy team. They've brought Lekro back. They've made a few changes, got rid of Olaf, arguably one of the best players in the world at different points in time. And now, you know, they're looking like a structured team. They're looking like an exciting Fnatic. And then that's quickly died off, right? They haven't had fantastic performances on LAN. They've had a few disappointing results at Malmo and I think it was E-League. And now they look like they're on a downward trajectory. Whether or not that's because people are finding out how they play now, or they need to continue to reinvent and keep adding to their game plan. It's going to be interesting to follow this team and see how they can change things going forward.
So just to put that into perspective, I think that puts them 10-5 now. They were 10-3 at the start of the day. So they're actually kind of like with 15 games played, that's a scary place to be. They've got 10 wins under their belt, but if you start looking at who else is in that kind of 7 wins already, you've got like the likes of Astralis, FaZe, North are on the way up as well. We'll bring the standings up in a moment, but first we'll recap all of the games of today so you can actually see that 0 and 2 in front of your faces. But of course, on the other side of things, either side of the spectrum, it's a 2-0 for NiP. Certainly could have used it. Currently 7th, 6 wins and 6 losses. This is going to put them head and shoulders above the likes of Envious as well. Talking of Envy, they got 2 for themselves. It was actually a win versus none other than G2. Lots of worry for G2 at the moment as they find themselves truly at the bottom of the barrel. Over on the B stream, you'll be able to join Big and Mouse as they venture into their second map. In fact, it's only just about starting. Chad, you've been keeping your eyes on that B stream. Looks like that Cobble game was a bit of a crazy one.
Yeah, big love the overtime games. And, you know, if you want to make it into the top 6, that's not where you want to be. You're losing points if you make it to overtime and still get that victory. You get 2 points instead of 3.
Damn.
That's what we saw for NiP tonight. They're going to be disappointed, especially with that Drake and whiff on the last round of Mirage. But they recovered on Cage. They made it look nice and easy.
It's still a win.
Yeah.
It is still a win.
Everyone wants the W.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if you are craving more Counter-Strike and perhaps hosts that can start a segment correctly, you could head over to the North American League, because that is going to be going down today. This is what you have to look forward to into the early hours if you are European. If not, North America, you've got a bit of a fancy one. It's going to be the Rabbit versus the Outlaw, as the old parable does go. Renegades versus Misfits.
Yeehaw.
Apparently Misfits have not been having a great time over there. Have you been watching some of their Renegades games? How's it gone?
Misfits or Renegades?
So I saw that basically Misfits have had a really bit of... I watched a game where they were like 15-0 down or something.
Okay.
And I was asking you about Renegades.
Okay. Yeah, Renegades have been looking on the up.
You've been watching their games
Yeah, I've been
late into the
staying
night.
up late. I've been staying up late. I like what they're putting out there.
All right, we'll see what the Aussies can do. And if you do have a craving for North American Counter-Strike, these are the standings currently in the North American region. Or not, whenever. I've just been told in my ear.
What if I want to check out Mountain Dew League, though, Alex? They're pretty cool, too.
Look at Misfits. 9 wins, 8 wins, 2 losses. And outside of that, you can see Renegades is going to be battling to go ahead and get their 7th win on the board. It is very hard to see from this screen. I see what you're saying.
I can tell you what's going on if you really want,
Thank
Alex.
you.
We got Optic, just European, top of the North American tables. That's what you need.
Yeah, absolutely. Tomorrow, though, we've got more Counter-Strike on our end, Chad. We get to talk about that, don't we?
Everyone loves Counter-Strike.
I
Alex.
love Counter-Strike, and we get more of it, Yanko, tomorrow. These are your games tomorrow night that you're going to be digging your teeth into. We've got ourselves a juicy affair that I'm going to summon with a clap. You ever seen a man do this before?
No, we do it
See
with
that?
a wand.
That's right. That was all me. Who gets the Astralis, finally. I haven't seen the Danes in action since I joined us. Actually here, and joined you guys in Copenhagen.
Well, they had an interesting game tonight versus LDLC on Overpass, so they'll be going up against Big on that one again, see if they can continue the wins on that. Historically one of their better maps. And then Inferno is looking a bit up and down for them. And more FaZe. FaZe versus North will be a banger.
So it's cool to see FaZe. If all of Master is going to have a map with 160 ADR again.
One of the highest ADRs we've seen this year.
Config versus FaZe. I was going to pick a player on FaZe. There's way too many. Config versus FaZe. That's a matchup I wouldn't want to miss.
Yeah, for sure. You know what you also don't want to miss is the battle to get into the Pro League, and that's going down over in the Mountain Dew League. You can go ahead and check that. That's basically the premium division underneath the Pro League, and of course all the games are going on there. You should be sure to check that out, and you can go ahead and actually catch some of the action that's to be broadcast as well, so that's something to look forward
Play
to.
some of the ex-major champions in that league.
Yeah, that's pretty stacked,
Gambit,
actually, the MDL.
VP.
Yeah.
Think, you know, the
Flip side.
Flipside are in there
Flipside
too.
are there too.
Space Soldiers are in there. They're pretty good.
It's a pretty scary league.
Yeah.
It really is. Right, well, we're going to love you and leave you because this week is going to be a long one. So thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you tomorrow for more of the same. Getting to see Astralis, FaZe, North, big names battling tomorrow night.
Third Molotov that came in completely shut them down when they actually wanted to exit.
Now JKS is getting hit for the flashbang, but it's still an absolute shutdown.
That was nice.
Like, does he have an angle on the right side or something like that?
It depends, right? Wow. Okay, is Twist that? What the?
Okay, so now
You'll
Twist.
win.
Oh! No,
wait,
no, they're not even
He's not
checking
gonna do
it.
this.
Chance to try and find them on entry. Can't do it. Simple. Speaking of chances, finds 2. First one's a body shot. Second one's a headshot. Down goes Happy as RPK fell first. Simple gets forward. Immediately, we'll try and hold off the rotations.
Woohoo! All right,
Simple again with 4 kills. He's looking for an ace early on. He's got low HP, 14 to do so. Trying to find a chance headshot, fading out the ladder that he's climbed up. His teammates baking it in, and 5 kills to start off the game.
80 damage on the Destiny for no kill, but it does give intel at very least. Steel will go 2 for 1 actually, as he managed to take down Kusta and Ricky. Problem is he's now the only one on this site, as they have taken down the other 3 players that were here defending it. We do have a rotate for Bolts, and Steel, oh my god, another double kill from him.
Dead Fox, however, has found space. That's going to cut out Nobby. Gets all 3. Down from long, and no one's even watching it. Massive mistake.
3-on-2 situation, no kits, and Deadfox looking for his ball. Lovely stuff.
As you would say. Dead Fox.
Oh, the ace.
That's not bad at all. That not only just an ace that completely turned around down after they lost 2.